I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like the weekend. They'll say, hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house. And they'll come get me from my grandma's house. And right after we done, when the cameras go off, I'm right back to my grandma's house. Yeah.
I gotta say something about this, bro. Dwayne Wade, you gone too fucking far, dog. That is a male.
Yeah.
Hey. I need that at the warehouse.
But I'm not real.
Tell me. It been 20 years, bro. It been 20 years. I figure if I wasn't built like that, it'll show by now. It been 20 years, bro. I done faced every challenge motherfucker that like to throw at me, man. You ain't seen me fold, you ain't seen me break.
King Harris is back stirring headlines again, and this time the drama's on a whole other level. Forget the Waffle House fights or skipping out on court dates. Because now, his own baby mama allegedly leaked what people online are calling a gay tape of King. And just when that bombshell dropped, Boosie jumped right into the mix, throwing shade at T for the way he raised his son. At this point, whether the tape is real or fake doesn't even matter, because the internet already ran with it like it's gospel. 4 years, whispers about King's sexuality have been floating around. Folks clowning him, calling him fruity, or saying the baby was just a front. This so-called leak has thrown gasoline on those rumors, and now the online detectives are locked in, digging for every piece of evidence. It's not just about the tape anymore. It's the theories, the memes, and the non-stop trolling that's got King right back in the spotlight. But here's where things turn nastier. Fans are dragging out every rumor they can find. Claims that King might not even be the real father of his baby. Talk that his baby mama only got pregnant to secure the bag. Accusations that he'd been playing gangster, living a lifestyle he never really owned. And with Boosie stepping in, the whole situation exploded. Because instead of clowning King directly, he took shots at T, flipping it into a feud between families. What makes it wilder is King was already battling paternity drama before this so-called tape even leaked. From the minute his baby mama announced her pregnancy, the internet was suspicious. The biggest thing folks pointed out, she's older than him. And that alone had social media calling her out, saying, "Girl, you knew exactly what you were doing." Now, with all this stacked together, King's mess just went from personal drama to a full-blown cultural spectacle. But all this just added more fuel for the skeptics who swear the entire situation is nothing but a storyline.
Yeah.
Hey. I need that at the warehouse.
Then came the money drama, where the internet convinced King's baby mama only got pregnant to secure the bag. People claimed she saw the Harris name, the fame, and the money, and decided to cash out with a baby. True or not, it didn't matter, because the comments kept coming non-stop, dragging the whole situation deeper. And when the baby was finally born, instead of silencing the gossip, the rumors went into overdrive. Social media exploded with takes. Some blasting that the child didn't even look like King, others clowning him for being desperate to flex some fake grown man status. That's when King jumped on live, clapping back hard, calling the baby his twin and swearing he looks exactly like him.
Yeah. King in here.
Yes, yo, that's my baby. That's my baby. Get it?
Instead of ending the whispers, though, his defense just kept the internet talking louder. He even doubled down by posting pictures, writing, "You can't tell me this ain't mine." But here's the twist: the harder King tried to convince people, the less they bought it. And it wasn't just about the baby. For years, whispers about King's sexuality have been floating around. So when the pregnancy news hit, plenty of fans instantly thought he was just trying to prove something. And now, with his so-called tape floating around, critics are waving their receipts like, "See? This was a plan from day one. Use a baby to shut down the rumors." That's when the whole conversation swerved into wilder territory. While some folks were clowning King over the paternity drama, others pointed out this wasn't the first time he's been accused of putting on a show. Fans have long said King's been cosplaying a gangster lifestyle, talking tough, jumping into beefs, and acting like he's straight out the trenches. But then people remind everyone, this is T.I. and Tiny's son. He grew up with money, privilege, and spent most of his childhood safe at his grandma's house. Nothing wrong with that at all, but it doesn't exactly scream, I came up from the struggle.
I live with my grandma. We'll go to the house on like the weekend. They'll say, hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house. They'll come get me from my grandma's house. And right after we done, when the cameras go off, I'm right back to my grandma's house. Yeah.
And the kicker? King himself has even admitted it, openly saying he grew up at his grandma's place. And that's exactly why so many people just don't buy into King's tough talk. Every time he jumps online yelling about being from the hood, the comments flood with clown emojis and be serious replies. Folks swear he's been forcing this whole street persona just to cover up the fact that deep down, he doesn't really fit that role. It's like King is stuck fighting two battles at once, trying to prove as a father and a man, while also convincing the world he's some hardened gangster. But instead of making him look stronger, it only makes his downward spiral look even worse. And that spiral only got louder once those infamous Waffle House clips started making the rounds.
But what I'm saying is, they wasn't.
You can talk like that outside.
Hey, I can talk how the fuck I want to wherever I'm at. I'm on live, Shawty. Stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. This ain't your fucking restaurant. This ain't your fucking restaurant. Everything you make, I can pull out my pocket right now. I ain't tripping on you. I ain't tripping. Get the hell out of my face. I'm not talking to you. I'm not talking to you. Who the hell is he? What's your name?
What's your name?
My name King. You know it and your mama know it. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Tell your mama Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day. File your shit.
Come back.
What? On game what? On game what? Come here. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. I'll show you what I do. Come here. Come here.
A video went viral showing King completely losing it on restaurant workers. Loud, threatening, and totally unhinged over something as small as food. The way it spread. Fans said it was proof he wasn't really about that life, just putting on a messy show for the cameras. Instead of earning respect, it became another chapter in the internet's running joke about him, cementing the idea that King's gangster act is more performance than reality. People couldn't believe it. This was T and Tiny's son out here wilding in public over some fast food like he had nothing to lose.
I mean, of course I spoke to my son. You know, me and his uncles. You know, we were perplexed by his necessity to go back and forth with the short order cook. I didn't understand why he felt he needed to stop what he was doing to engage someone who was at such another level of life. Now, I had to explain to him that, you know, when people are not living the way they hope they would live, and here you is walking in with so much freedom and luxury, and you know, people gonna posture themselves a certain way. So therefore, you're gonna have to enjoy your life. You're gonna have to remove yourself from that energy and go enjoy your.
The craziest part? His own dad checked him the very next day. T hopped on live basically saying he couldn't wrap his head around why his son felt the need to go back and forth with a short order cook. He revealed that he and King's uncles had already sat him down, trying to knock some sense into him. They reminded him that he's living a life most people would dream of, money, connections, and privilege all at his fingertips. So why lower himself, picking fights with regular folks who are just out here doing their jobs? For T, it was a moment of both disappointment and disbelief, watching his son throw away blessings acting like he's in the struggle when he's really not. But clearly that wisdom went in one ear and right out the other, because King kept spiraling. His name stayed popping up in blogs, and the biggest scandal yet hit when his arrest footage dropped online. The video showed exactly what went down in 2024 when he got pulled over in Georgia. According to police, King nearly crashed into a squad car while pulling out of a gas station. Officers said they immediately smelled weed pouring out of his BMW.
If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be appointed to represent you before any questioning if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any of my questions or make any statements. So my question to you is, I found just a non-felony in that ashtray in the back, as well as in that basketball sleeve. So I'm gonna go over here and talk to these guys, and someone has to get charged with it. It's not you.
I'm not talking.
You're not gonna talk to me? I gotcha. Do you have any questions for me?
I don't.
You need anything to go with you?
My phone.
Your phone? Where's your phone at?
In the car.
We're in the car.
You search here. You see?
I'm not looking for phones. I'm looking for drugs and guns.
Really? Ask me where my phone is.
What kind of phone is it?
You see, ask me
What color is your phone?
It's a
And to make it worse, he had a gun strapped to his hip. When they ran his info, things got even messier. Turns out he had a warrant hanging over him from all the way back in 2022. That case wasn't some small ticket either. It was tied to speeding, driving on a suspended license, and even a DUI. He was supposed to show up in court, but straight up skipped, which is why that warrant had been waiting on him for so long. So, when the cops stopped him in 2024, the footage showed them yanking him out, cuffing him on the spot, and hauling him straight down to county jail. And while King actually stayed surprisingly calm in the video, the internet definitely didn't. To fans, this was just more proof that King's life was spiraling completely out of control. From the Waffle House meltdowns to skipping court to this arrest, people said it all looked like a desperate attempt to cover up deeper rumors he could never outrun. But then things exploded, because as soon as that so-called tape started making its way online, Boosie decided to insert himself into the chaos. Instead of minding his own business, he threw slick shade at T.I., clowning him over how his son ended up in such a mess. The internet instantly caught it. This wasn't just Boosie poking fun at King. This was a direct shot at T.I. himself. And that's what made it wild, because Boosie isn't some clean-handed bystander. This is the same man who's been dragged for years over his own comments about sexuality. He even had to apologize publicly to his daughter Ivana after making offensive remarks about her being gay. He went live trying to walk it back, but everybody knew he meant what he said the first time. So when folks saw him clowning T's son, they were quick to call him a hypocrite. And that's only one layer, because Boosie has plenty of chaos in his own life. He just took a plea deal on his gun charges, and if things go left, he could easily find himself back behind bars. So the fact is out here trolling T.I. right now while his own future hangs in the balance tells you one thing. This isn't really about King. This is personal. And if you've been following, T.I. and Boosie's relationship has been shaky for years. The roots of the feud go deep. It really started when Boosie made headlines blasting Dwayne Wade's daughter after she came out as transgender. He said things so offensive that the internet dragged him heavy for being transphobic. One of his loudest critics? T. He clapped back on Instagram telling Boosie to mind his business and stop worrying about another man's kids. That was the first seed planted. But it didn't stop there. A couple months later, Boosie escalated things by calling T.I. a snitch over his old federal gun case. In an interview, he said plain and simple, if you cooperated, you're a rat. T.I. wasn't having it. He fired back, saying he'd never let anyone disrespect his name or his family, and if it meant going head-to-head with Boosie, so be it. By the summer, things got even uglier when Boosie criticized T's parenting after T.I. admitted he once went with his daughter to the gynecologist. Boosie called him out of pocket, but T.I. clapped back even harder, saying Boosie was the last person on earth who should be giving parenting advice. From there, the tension only snowballed. By the time the paperwork drama came up, shots weren't just about music anymore. They were about family, street cred, and snitch accusations. T.I. even posted paperwork online saying the truth was black and white and everything else was searchable, daring Boosie to back up his claims. That's when it became clear this wasn't just rap beef, it was personal war. For a minute, it looked like they were gonna squash it. Both T.I. and Boosie went online saying there was no real problem. But by 2023, the feud sparked right back up. Boosie accused T.I. of not standing by him during his legal troubles, painting him as fake. T.I. clapped back just as hard, saying he was done babysitting grown men and wasn't about to defend someone who never missed a chance to disrespect him. By then, it was obvious this wasn't cooling down anytime soon. What happens when somebody drops paperwork and proves they were right all along? What's the penalty for that? That's a question Charleston White threw out, reminding folks that most people never been in real trouble, never had to stand tall when the heat was on. He bragged that he's been doing this for 20 years, never folded, never broke, always came out cleaner than expected. And that, right there, sets the stage for why Boosie's shots at King Harris hit the way they did. This wasn't random shade. It was personal, and it was aimed right at T.I. through his son. See, once King became the internet's favorite headline, Boosie couldn't resist. As soon as talk of that alleged tape surfaced, Boosie fanned the flames. The comments were vicious. People didn't just question his behavior, they went straight for his looks. One jab hit hard. Too bad he took after Tiny and not T.I. That wasn't new, though. King's been clowned for his appearance since he was a kid. But when someone compared him to Sideshow Bob from The Simpsons, game over. Memes flooded timelines. Side-by-side photos blew up. King's face became the newest internet joke, and it snowballed fast. Once the Sideshow Bob trend took off, the bullying went nonstop. His Instagram filled with clown emojis. The scandal wasn't about the alleged tape anymore, or even the old paternity whispers. It was about King's entire image being ripped apart. And the worst part? He couldn't ignore it. Instead of staying quiet, King jumped into comments, firing back at trolls and going live to clap back. Every rant just made it worse. Screen recording spread. His words got twisted into new memes. The harder he tried to prove he wasn't bothered, the more obvious it became that he was spiraling. Meanwhile, blogs started digging deeper into his lifestyle. They pointed out how King flexes stacks of cash, flashes jewelry, and drives flashy cars, yet doesn't have a career or real business of his own. Headlines branded him a rich kid in a gangster costume. Atlanta insiders whispered that he was hanging with dangerous crews just to boost his street credibility. Fans said it didn't look like rebellion anymore. It looked like a desperate cry for validation. And suddenly, T.I. and Tiny were back in the spotlight too, accused of enabling him instead of holding him accountable. Old interviews resurfaced where T.I. admitted King was his most hard-headed child, fueling claims that this meltdown had been years in the making. By this point, King wasn't just up against trolls. He was in the middle of a storm where his reputation, his family's legacy, and his future were all being ripped apart online. And then came the comment that pushed it into overdrive. King about to be queen. That one dragged the conversation straight into old rumors about his sexuality, the whispers that never fully died. Now, this is way bigger than memes or leaks. Boosie stirred a pot that reopened old wounds between him and T.I., turning King into the pawn in a feud that's been simmering for years. The internet isn't just clowning King. They're questioning his identity, T's parenting, and Boosie's motives all in one breath. And from the looks of it, nobody's backing down. The drama isn't cooling off, it's only getting hotter. So I want to hear from you. Is King Harris being dragged unfairly, or is there some truth buried in all this noise? And do you think Boosie is genuinely concerned, or just using this as a chance to embarrass T.I. one more time? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you want more deep dives into celebrity chaos, hit that like button, share this video, and subscribe so you don't miss the next wild update. Trust me, this story is just getting started.